Hey guys, I was just listening to David Icke, and he brought up a great point that I've actually talked about in the past. But I just wanted to do a super quick video, just to do these short videos, no editing, no background music, no graphics, just to get small points out across, because all the small points prove how illegitimate and phony this pandemic health crisis is. Like I've said before in other videos, for about a month and a half, I went to about 5, 6 in the lockdown protests in Vancouver, Canada, where I live here. And like I said, people were yelling at me, people were throwing eggs, giving me the middle finger and all this kind of stuff. Dr. Bonnie Henry, the health officer here in British Columbia, and Adrian Dix, who's a part of the MLA, Government of Canada, both condemned that, stating it's very dangerous, you're spreading the virus, this and that. And then all of a sudden, like I said in other videos, they had the George Floyd murder, and then subsequently after that, what do they have? They had protests all over the United States, all over Canada. And after they had those protests and marches and stuff like that here in Vancouver, I posted these videos on Facebook, or not videos, but news articles, and Dr. Bonnie Henry and Theresa Tam both specifically stated that there was no COVID-19 cases as a result of the Black Lives Matter marches, the George Floyd protests, and so forth. So, and you have to pay attention to this kind of stuff. It's very important. Do not dismiss these small things they say, because it just proves that it's a scam. If this is a pandemic and it's super deadly, super dangerous, even though I don't know anyone who has ever died from it, I don't know anyone who has COVID-19. If it's a deadly disease, it's a super deadly virus. This virus should be everywhere, at every event, in every corner of this city, in every corner, every crevice of this province, and every crack in this whole country. So why is it that one protest, super dangerous, deadly, we're idiots, we're selfish, grandma killers, all this stuff, at one protest, which had at the most, like I said, 400 people, but at another march, health officials, Chief Health Public Officer of Canada, Pierre Trudeau, or sorry, I don't know why I keep calling him Pierre Trudeau, Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, was even at the march in Ottawa. They specifically state it's completely fine. And in the news, they tell us that, they're calling us COVIDiots, morons and stuff like that for marching for our freedoms to end the lockdowns. But then a few months later, after the protests of George Floyd and Black Lives Matters, no cases, no COVID-19 cases from over 8,000 people marching in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. This is where you have to pay attention. These are massive red flags proving, okay, listen to what they're telling you. Don't go to end the lockdown protests, meaning do not fight for your rights. Don't fight don't fight against your enslavement. But you can go to a George Floyd BLM march. Well, how about this? How about if we can go to both? And why doesn't the government get out of our lives? Why? It's because they're there to push an agenda. These are not coincidences. These are not mistakes. These are separate individuals who have their own free thoughts. Justin Trudeau going to BLM marches in Ottawa. Theresa Tam, Chief Health Medical Officer of Canada, also a member of the World Health Organization. And then you have Dr. Bonnie Henry, Public Health Officer, or whatever she's called, of British Columbia, all telling you that it's okay to go to these marches, and she approves of it. And then the media telling you in one instance we're grandma killers and all this stuff, but in another instance there's no proof of COVID-19 cases coming from an 8,000 person march in Vancouver. Really, that should have been a massive red flag to thousands of British Columbians. But guess what? You're not paying attention, are you? You're simply not paying attention, and you continue falling for this crap. Right then and there, you should have said, you know what? These people are lying to me. Why am I wearing a mask? Why am I following all these regulations and rules if they're telling us in one instance we can go outside, but in another instance we can't? How does that make sense? How does it make sense that you can have 8,000 people together and not get COVID, but then you can't go march with 400 other people and then you might get COVID and you're dangerous and you're selfish? Red flag. Look for the little red flags because it paints a massive picture of the tyranny, deception, and lies that we are all under in this open air prison planet that we call Earth. We're being lied to constantly, and this is just one very small example of how they're bullshitting us on a daily basis. There's so many other ones that I pointed out, but you have to start getting smart. Do not dismiss these irregulations. These are blatant lies and deceptions. They're telling you purposely you can go out and protest for BLM, but don't protest for your own freedoms. That's what they're basically telling you. Understand this. Start paying close attention, because in instances, stuff like this, when the media is reporting on it, the way they report and the way they tell the story is used as a psychological operation to subliminally tell you how you should react to this COVID-19 situation. This is a planned agenda. It's not going to end. I'm sorry to say, this is going to continue, and it's going to keep going and going and going. They have a long-term agenda that's been playing out for a long period of time, longer than we've all been alive, longer than our parents have been alive, longer than our grandparents have been alive. This is the truth. It's the truth, and you will see it. If you keep listening to my channel, you will understand piece by piece by piece that we've been lied to, and this whole psychological operation will never end. It's not meant to end. This is only a stepping stone in a whole line of stepping stones to their end goal. So start paying attention. Remember, if they're telling you to lock down in one instance, but another instance they're telling you that it's perfectly fine to go outside, wake the fuck up. They're telling you what they're actually thinking. And they want these protests to continue. There's not that much going on here, but places like Portland, Oregon, they've got over 60 days, over 2 months of nonstop rioting and protests. And other cities across the West Coast, there's a lot in Seattle and stuff like that. They're doing it. This is a multifaceted psychological operation, COVID-19, and also they're trying to defund the police, to get rid of the police, and then from there, it's going to be full chaos. Part of this agenda looks like they want to take out Donald Trump. It looks like they want to make him look bad. Am I 100% certain on that? No, but I'm certain that we're being lied to. You can see it just by their actions. Don't listen to what they're telling, but listen to the actions they tell us. If they tell us it's okay to go outside for one reason, but it's not okay to go outside for another reason, you need to ask why. Why would they let us do that? Big red flag. Thanks for listening.